What can we learn from following the prophet today? He will not lead us astray. It was the end of the day, and this little company of, well, they weren't frontiersmen. They had been little shopkeepers and farmers and tradesmen gathered into Nauvoo and now driven out. Perhaps better, they didn't know the challenges that they would face. They were the beginning of more than 70,000, what we call pioneers, who followed the prophet Brigham Young. 70,000. 6,000 died and were buried along the trail, following their prophet. And once they got there, of course, the challenges were not over. They had been driven out by people who hated their religion, but loved their possessions and wanted to take them, and they did. They came out here, and even an army from their own country menaced them. And locusts and crickets and hard winters and dry summers, and it was not an easy thing. But they were following their prophet, Joseph Smith, who not long before he was murdered by a mob said to the saints, "You will yet go to the mountains, and there you will become a mighty people in the tops, the valleys of the mountains." Well, those struggling people, those pioneers, those settlers, they and their descendants now number the millions worldwide. And we are prosperous enough that we can help other people who are suffering from tornadoes, from wars, from pillage, from floods. We have some resources which we can help them, and we do. They followed the prophet. Well, about 100 years ago, another prophet, Heber J. Grant, began telling the saints and the world to beware of the poisons that were being advocated and advertised, and such poisons, such drugs as alcohol and nicotine, which we almost take for granted today. Heber J. Grant warned of those. He read from the scriptures. Here's the line. He told them to beware of the evils and designs which do and will exist in the hearts of conspiring men in the last days. Evil designs. Those who listen to this prophet and their children's children are not suffering nearly so much these days when the world seems flooded with drugs and poisons. And sometimes these poisons are called designer drugs. That's the same word that the scriptures used back in 1833 when the Lord declared that. Those who followed the prophet done much better. 23 years ago, the prophet Gordon B. Hinckley and other authorities issued a proclamation to the world to defend and cherish the family. Now today, when the family is under such attack, those who listen to the prophets have not seen nearly the challenges and disintegration, actually, to so many families today throughout the world. Well, these are only 3 big messages that the prophets have issued the last while. There are thousands of words of wisdom, of warning, of consolation, of inspiration, of salvation. These are what the prophets teach us, our modern day prophets as we call them. Well, thanks be to God that the prophets still speak. We have a prophet today. For the last 200 years, about, the Lord has returned prophets to the earth. And we have a prophet today. What can we learn from him? We can know that follow the prophet will not take us astray, because the prophet will not go astray. And he knows the way. Follow the prophet. Follow the prophet. Follow the prophet. He knows the way.
Adam, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Israel, Isaiah, Elijah, Elisha, Jeremiah, Malachi. Their names ring like golden chime bells down through history. They spoke wisdom for their time and for ours. Even the Lord Jesus Christ was trained in their teaching as a youth and quoted them often in his sermons, even as he fulfilled their prophecies. Their guidance has given us the most enlightened age the world has ever seen or known. But today the words of the prophets too often ring more like alarm bells, reminding us that if we are to retain, improve, and share these blessings, it will be only upon the bedrock foundation principles the prophets taught. The genius of humans can bring bullets and bombs as efficiently as homes and hospitals. But God has not abandoned us. He calls to all his children to listen to ancient and modern words of truth, drink from the wells and fountains of everlasting life. Hear and heed. We can get direction all along our way if we heed the prophets. Follow what they say.
Now we're in a world where people are confused.